magnetometer sensor for compass, proximity sensors near the earpiece, and many more such sensors. Sensors are used everywhere nowadays, and it is quite easy and fun to work with them. Now let's have a look on some of the commonly used sensors. The first one is a temperature sensor. It can be used to calculate the temperature and humidity percentage around it. Next one is ultrasonic sensor. It can be used to detect the distance of any obstacle. It is popularly used in sonars. The next one is sound sensor. You can also see a microphone embedded on it. It can be used to detect any sound. Fourth one is a motion detector, or also known as passive infrared sensor. It can be used to detect any motion around it. It uses infrared waves for it. The next one is accelerometer. As I told you, it is in our smartphones. It can be used to detect the tilt across any three axes. And the last one is touch sensor, which can be used to detect any physical touch. So moving on, next we will discuss actuators. So sensors and actuators both are used side by side. An actuator is a device that can alter physical quantity. It takes input from microcontroller in the form of electrical signals and outputs some physical change. So let's analyze the whole process together. Sensors sense any physical change and give the output to a microcontroller in the form of electrical signals. Microcontroller then transfer these electrical signals to actuators, which will output some sort of physical change. The change can be some sort of movement or any other visual or auditory effect. So let's have a look on some of the examples of actuators. In the next slide, we can see these are some examples of actuators. The first one is DC motor. I think everyone will be familiar with what DC motor is and what it does. So we can control the speed of DC motor and the direction of motion. It is used to make the wheels of robots. Next one is servo motor. It is used to make hands of robots. Next one is buzzer. It is used to produce sound. It is also a type of actuators. In the last row, there are several types of displays. They all are actuators. The first one is segment display. It is used to display decimal numbers. Next one is LCD display. You have already seen in calculators. It is used in calculators also. The last one is OLED or OLED display. It is used in our smartphones. So all these are types of actuators. So far we have basically understood the basics of sensors and actuators, and these are quite easy to work with and they are fun too. So moving on, the next we will discuss about mechatronics. So mechatronics is a combination of two words, mechanics and electronics. It is a branch of engineering that focuses on electronics, mechanics, electrical, computer, and control engineering. So if you are a mechanics-based branch student, there is a chance for you to explore this field. So what do mechatronics engineers do? Mechatronics engineers conduct modeling and simulation of engineering systems. They develop and build various products related to mechanical and electrical needs. They use electronics and computer technology to solve human problems. In the next slide, we can see what mechatronics engineers can make. Mechatronic engineers can make drones, robots, and robotic cars. Mechatronics engineers can even design control systems. So if you are a mechanical student or electrical students, I highly encourage you to explore this field and its various domains. Next up, we will discuss about robotics operating system or ROS.
Good evening everyone. I am Divya Singh from IC second year. Today I will give you a short intro on ROS. We will be talking about where it is used, what is it, and how actually it does that. So let's begin with the topic ROS. It stands for Robot Operating System. We will talk about in a few seconds. First have a look on where it is used. It's mainly used for implementing big projects. By big means when you want your robot to perform multiple objectives together. ROS is used in industries. That's why every engineer who wants their future to be in robotics should know about ROS. Here are some pics. You can see a self-driving car by Google. It's called Waymo. It's built on ROS. Not only this, approx all self-driving cars are built on ROS, and even drones and many industrial robots too. So now let's move ahead. Now what is ROS? ROS is actually a set of libraries and framework. Actually, it's a communication tool which communicates between different hardware and sensor. ROS stands for Robot Operating System. Don't get confused with Robot Operating System. It's a meta operating system, which means it gives you all functionality which operating system does, but needs a operating system to execute it. So some of its features are communication, middleware, tools, capabilities, and ecosystem. Now, if you want to know more about it or want to start it, then you can surf YouTube, and ROS has a site too. Just search ROS Wiki, and top link will take you to its site. There is some great videos too. Search for ROS Ignite Academy, and you will get to know. Now yes, there is some prerequisites for it. You should have idea of Linux and any one of the language, C++ or Python. C you must be doing in your semester, first sem, or you will do in the further second sem. I would recommend Python because that's much easier and that gets you the practical application too. So that's all from my side. Now have a look on a wonderful video.
Turtlebot is a mobile robotic platform to help you fulfill your vision of what robots can do for you. Whether you're a beginner just starting to learn about robots, or you're doing bleeding-edge robotics research in perception and multi-robot coordination, the Turtlebot will let you build cool apps and share them with others. Turtlebot builds on top of an iRobot Create and an Xbox Kinect to give a mobile platform for seeing your world in 3D. Turtlebot is powered by the open-source ROS platform. It comes with lots of great libraries, tools, and applications for you to take advantage of when you're building your own applications. It includes software for detecting and tracking people. Out of the box, you'll be able to build maps of your home, and then tell your robot to drive from your kitchen to your living room. It can also take pictures around your house and stitch them into 360-degree panoramas. For more information, please visit willgarage.com/turtlebot. Turtlebot is a mobile robotic platform to help you fulfill your vision.
So next up is AI. I would like Anmol to continue for the session further.
Okay. Hello everyone, I'm Anmol Vedi from CSC second year, and I'll be introducing you with AI, AutoCAD and 3D printing. Okay, regarding this term, artificial intelligence, what strikes your mind first? Anyone?
रोबोट की दिमाग और क्या है?
Right.
सर रोबोट से आते हैं.
Okay. It's the simulation.
drone.
Okay. Go on, Abhishek.
सर ड्रोन्स और रोबोट्स ही आते हैं माइंड में आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस सुन के.
Right. Okay, basically it's the simulation of human intelligence in machines that are programmed to think like humans and basically mimic their actions. Okay. It began with the Heartless Tin Man from Wizard of Oz. There was a guy named Alan Turing. He was a computer scientist. He published the Turing test. It was designed to figure out if a machine can fool a person into thinking that the machine is actually human. Okay. So machine learning is the key AI technology. Everyone knows that. It simply means the ability to learn without being explicitly programmed. Now I'll be talking about the fields of artificial intelligence. Firstly, the automated reasoning. This field is concerned with applying reasoning in the form of logic to computing systems. It can be used to find, check, and verify mathematical proofs and maybe in playing chess. Okay. Then comes the robots. It includes the control systems that let machines manage physical tasks like movement while adjusting to the to the environment. Okay. The next is knowledge representation. This includes the methods to represent information about the world or anything in the form that's computer friendly. Like whatever we think, whatever we see, how does the computer understand that? All of it comes under this category. Then comes perception. It's the capability of a computer system to interpret data similar to the way as humans use their senses. And this includes computer vision and audio processing. I'll be discussing natural language processing later on. I mean, it's on its way. Next slide, please. Okay. Computer vision. Now, this includes the methods and functions which govern how machines process images and understand the visual world around them. This field is used in face recognition, obstacle detection, gesture controls, pattern recognition, and something that we all know, the Snapchat and Instagram filters. Okay, just a small piece of information regarding how our images stored in our computer. Any guesses?
कोड के फॉर्म में, लैंग्वेज में.
Yeah, code के form में. Any other?
Metrics.
Yes, correct. We all know that image is a ordered cluster of pixels. Okay, these pixels are stored in multi-dimensional arrays. Okay, so the ones who are already good at Python or C++, they can try installing OpenCV and dive deep into computer vision. It's a really cool subject and the projects will be awesome. Okay, next slide, please. Okay, now coming to reinforcement learning. Reinforcement learning is the training of machine learning models to make a sequence of decisions in an uncertain or potentially complex environment. It's like an AI facing a game. I'll explain it with an example. Let's take a robotic vacuum cleaner. It will score a positive reward for each square tile cleaned and a negative reward if it unintentionally hits an obstacle. And in the future, obviously, it will avoid the processes which will lead to a negative reward. इसको simple language में बताऊं तो जैसे हमारे पेरेंट्स हमें कहते हैं कि ये चीज़ नहीं करनी है और हम फिर भी मतलब कर देते हैं, फिर उसमें फंस जाते हैं, है ना. और बाद में हमें रियलाइज मतलब बाद में दिमाग में ये चीज़ फिट हो जाती है कि हाँ ये दोबारा नहीं करना है ना. दिस कम्स अंडर reinforcement learning. Now moving on to natural language processing. NLP is a subfield of linguistics, computer science, and artificial intelligence concerned with the interactions between computers and human language. For example, a basic example would be the Google Assistant. Suppose that we are craving for some street food and say, hey Google, show me all the Pani Puri shops near me, or show me all the Golgappa shops near me. Now this word Pani Puri or Golgappa, or in some places it's called Gupchup. It's the task of NLP to link and understand what the user actually wants, irrespective of its native language. Okay, it's also possible to analyze sentiments with NLP. This technology enables robots to understand the human language basically. Okay, next slide please. Okay, now moving on to AutoCAD. AutoCAD is a computer-aided design software that architects, engineers, and construction professionals use. Okay. It allows you to draw and edit 2D and 3D designs more quickly and easily than you could do by hand. Okay. These are mainly used by civil engineers and architects for building maps and plan sites. But since the 3D models have been introduced, we have been using it in the mechanical zone also. Thanks to CAD, engineers can make more accurate representations and modify them easily. If you are from mechanical or civil branch, you will be introduced to this software in the coming future. Then comes the Inventor. This software is aimed at building highly precise 3D models, including machines, conveyors, robots, engines, spare parts, or anything basically. Then AutoCAD Fusion 360. It's almost the same, but it's widely used and it has a special feature. It can simulate the functioning of robots. Okay, next slide, please. Now moving on to 3D printing. What does this mean? Basically, construction of a three-dimensional object, right? Uh, it works usually with the aid of a CAD model, a computer-aided design model, right? So the steps involved are, firstly, we'll create a file using AutoCAD Inventor or Fusion 360, right? That will be in an STL format. Then we'll pass on it to the printer, and it'll get converted into some other file format. Now this file is fed to the algorithm of the printer to derive the smartest way to build it in actual 3D. And then the layer by layer 3D printing starts. And finally, we'll have the physical object created, which is Grogu from Star Wars in this case. Okay, so it's actually it's also known as additive manufacturing because it's layer by layer addition basically. All right. So the IP department of our college has just ordered a 3D printer. So you guys might get a chance to see when the college reopens, right? So if you guys have any doubts or a genuine curiosity in any of these topics, you can always DM me with your queries. Thank you.
So I am thrilled to introduce you all about microcontrollers. So let's dive into it. The most basic question that will come to your mind is that what is a microcontroller? So a microcontroller is the brain of an embedded device such as cell phone, TV, robot, watch, or just about every single electronic device that you have. In technical terms, it is an integrated circuit that can be programmed to perform a set of functions to control a collection of electronic devices. In simplest form, if we think what a microcontroller does, it simplifies to taking inputs and creating outputs. Have you ever wondered how TV remote works? Suppose your TV remote has 0 to 9 buttons and volume up and volume down button. So in total 11 buttons. As for outputs, a basic infrared remote works by blinking infrared LED with very specific pattern in the output. This means we only need one output, that is the LED blinking. So a computer programmer would flash code to microcontroller that contains a pattern to blink LED when a certain key is pressed. Now let's move further to most commonly used microcontroller in robotics. Next slide, please. First one is Arduino. Arduino is an open source platform used for building electronics projects. Arduino consists of both a physical programmable circuit board, that is microcontroller hardware part that which you have, and a piece of software or IDE, integrated development environment, that runs on your computer used to write and upload computer code to the physical board. So here is one example given, obstacle avoiding robot using Arduino and ultrasonic sensor. Basically what it does that it sends ultrasonic sound waves which collide with the obstacle and then it returns back and are received by the receiver. By this we measure the distance of the obstacle and accordingly we change the direction of our robot. Now coming to the second one, that is ESP. ESP is a series of low-cost, low-power system on a chip microcontroller with integrated Wi-Fi and dual-mode Bluetooth. This is the main advantage it has over others. The operating voltage of the ESP microprocessor is 3.3 volts compared to the Arduino operating voltage of 5 volts. Therefore, the boards based on the ESP will have a longer operation time because these boards could operate under 4 volts. Here one example is given, that is ESP8266 Wi-Fi car. This car can be controlled by your phone and you can give it the command to move right or left. You can control by the wireless network. Now the third one is the Raspberry Pi. The Raspberry Pi is a low-cost credit card sized computer that plugs into a computer monitor or TV and uses a standard keyboard and mouse. The main difference between the Arduino and Raspberry is that Raspberry Pi is a mini computer and Arduino is a microcontroller board. Raspberry Pi is good at software application while Arduino make hardware projects simple. So now the example is given of an alpha boat. Now this alpha boat is capable of line tracking, obstacle avoidance, speed measuring, and IR control. Now moving to the Jetson Nano. Next slide, please. It is used for large and more advanced projects. It is a small, powerful computer that lets you run multiple neural networks in parallel for applications like image classification, object detection, segmentation, and speech processing, all in an easy to use platform that runs in as little as 5 watts. Now, you do not need to cram all information about these microcontrollers. Just get the basic idea about their working and their specification. And whenever you work on any project, you can simply search about them on internet and check specifications of different types of microcontrollers and compare them and use them according to the requirement. Summing up all together, in simple words, you can think microcontroller as the brain and inputs which you give as eyes and mouth and outputs that is produced as arms and legs. I hope you must have got a basic idea about what is a microcontroller and how it works and some commonly used microcontrollers. Thank you.
Hello guys, hope you all are enjoying this session. So guys, as Divya explained about various microcontrollers, I will take this discussion further and would like to discuss its various applications with you all through some past events organized by artists. So there were main 4 events which took place at the Tech Fest of NIT Jalandhar known as Technity. First one is SmackThat, then Numbary Root, and then we will discuss about Amazas, followed by Arduino Challenge. Moving on to the next slide. So first event was SmackThat. As the name Smack suggests, it is a sharp blow by robots. It was 1-to-1 ball scoring game where robots were supposed to smack the ball on the opposite side as well as defending its own goalpost at the same time. The robot with maximum number of goals was declared the winner of this event. Next slide, please. So next event was Numbary Root. In this event, participants were supposed to make an autonomous line follower robot which must count the number of boxes placed parallelly along the route and the boxes with the same height. One with the most accurate count was declared the winner of this event. Next slide, please. Next event was Amazas, in which participants designed an autonomous bot with RGB sensors. This bot was supposed to take 90 degrees turn on color detection. Students from Kendriya Vidyalaya were also invited so as to generate awareness among them about the field of technology. Next slide, please. In order to generate interest and gather some tech enthusiasts, various workshops were also conducted by our club. Some of them are weekly workshops in which students of Kendriya Vidyalaya were imparted knowledge of how to work with Arduino and some basic sensor motors. Second workshop organized was Arduino workshop. As the name suggests, the workshop was based on Arduino application, some programming challenges, and some basic sensors. Next workshop organized was based on robotics and IoT, that is Internet of Things. And guys, for more details, you can visit our official website also, as well as our Instagram page. So as we are heading towards end of introduction, so guys, we have a fun element for you all. Let's have a small dive in the world of robotics. Please play the video, Naz. Hope you liked our video. So proceeding further, now I would like Naz to continue this session. Over to you, Naz.
So hello everyone, my name is Naz. I am IC second year student. So आप सबने इंट्रोडक्शन सेशन देख लिया है, बट हम थोड़ा आपको ट्राई करेंगे कि हार्डवेयर भी बता पाए कि मतलब वो दिखते कैसे हैं. पिक्चर्स में तो आपने देख ही लिए हैं, बट हाँ थोड़ा लाइव दिखाने की ट्राई करते हैं. देखो ऑनलाइन दिखाना मुश्किल है, बट लेट मी शो यू. जस्ट अ मिनट.
आप पिन कर लो ना अपने आप को, फिर वो इजी रहेगा.
राइट. सो गाइज ये देखो, ये आर्डिनो है, जो माइक्रो कंट्रोलर सबसे पहले आपने देखा था ना पीपीटी में, ये वो वाला है. राइट. नेक्स्ट वी हैव नोड एमसीयू. इसमें क्या होता है, वाईफाई मॉड्यूल पहले से इंस्टॉल होता है. जो आर्डिनो है उसमें जस्ट माइक्रो कंट्रोलर, तो ये वाईफाई का भी काम करता है. यू कैन सी दैट. एंड हियर वी गो. ये है हमारे पास रास्पबेरी पाई. सो रास्पबेरी पाई का ये कैमरा है, जो इसके साथ नहीं होता, वो अलग लेना होता है. बट ये केज में रास्पबेरी पाई रखा हुआ है. राइट. ओके. देन गाइज, मैं इसलिए बोल रही थी आपको टू वेट टिल द एंड, बिकॉज वी आर हेयर टू मेक एन अनाउंसमेंट. That is right. So we are here to make an announcement that DSC is going to organize a collaboration event with artists, that is on IoT. उसमें क्या होगा, let me show you a teaser, उसके बाद बात करते हैं.
We have all heard of the term Internet of Things or IoT. As it is becoming an increasingly growing topic of conversation, let's try and understand what exactly is Internet of Things.
सो गाइज, यू माइट बी थिंकिंग दैट कि ये ब्रांड स्पेसिफिक है, मतलब आपने तो इलेक्ट्रिकल डिवाइसेस दिखा दिए, ठीक है, तो सिर्फ इलेक्ट्रॉनिक्स वाले बच्चे इसको सीखेंगे. नो गाइज, मतलब इसमें कोडिंग भी होती है एंड मैकेनिकल आपने देखा ही है. रोबोटिक्स में मैकेनिकल का भी एक अलग ऑटोमेशन वाला पार्ट है. So coming on the point that what we are doing in that event or in that workshop, IoT workshop, so we will be focusing on IoT and we will tell you about what is the difference between robotics and IoT. So whether you are from CSC, IC, EC or textile, you can attend that event. Because it is going to be very beginner friendly and आपको ये टेंशन करने की जरूरत नहीं है कि आपके पास हार्डवेयर नहीं है. उसके लिए हमने अल्टरनेटिव प्लान कर लिए हैं. एंड बिलीव मी, वो थोड़ा ऐसा सोने वाला इवेंट या थोड़ा नींद वाला इवेंट नहीं होगा. We are planning to have fun session in between the event, like we will organize some games and all that stuff. Plus beside all that things, we have goodies and prizes for uh, uh, people who have best ideas and the best performer. So hope आप वो event attend करोगे and see you there guys. That's all from my side. I would like to ask Suraj sir and Shilpi ma'am, would you like to add on something?
Hello. So guys, I would like to present to you video of some past events so that you can see. Is my screen visible?
Yes, sir.
Yes, Suraj.
Yes.
Okay, see the event. It was smack that we have to do a goal in the opposite goalpost. And this event is number route. The bot has to follow the line and count the number of boxes present in parallel to the path. They all are made up of the components and sensors which we talked earlier. So we will teach you from the very beginning, so you don't have to worry that we don't know anything about robotics or like that. So any questions?
Guys, any queries, any questions you can ask.
And about the induction, we will inform you the process soon, so don't worry. Just keep exploring things.
एंड एवरीवन कुछ लोगों को डाउट है कि आप केमिकल या सिविल से हैं तो आप मतलब वो इवेंट नहीं लगा सकते। नहीं, आप लगा सकते हो। आई वाज जस्ट गिविंग एन एग्जांपल कि हाँ, आप कोई भी ब्रांच से हो तो आप वो इवेंट लगा सकते हो क्योंकि वो बिगनर फ्रेंडली होगा। एंड हाँ, तो कुछ के मन में ये भी डाउट है कि हमने एंड्रॉयड कर लिया है, एमएल कर लिया है एंड क्लाउड भी कर लिया, वेबडी भी कर लिया, तो हम आईओटी की वर्कशॉप क्यों लगाए? सो गाइज, आईओटी वास्ट है, मतलब आप एंड्रॉयड आईओटी को मिक्स कर सकते हो और एमएल आईओटी को मिक्स कर सकते हो। और इसको सीखना है तो आपको जस्ट क्या चाहिए कि सी की थोड़ी सी नॉलेज होनी चाहिए, मतलब कोई भी लैंग्वेज की थोड़ी सी नॉलेज। बाद में आप लैंग्वेज सीखते रहोगे जब जब जैसे जैसे आप आगे बढ़ते रहोगे। सो दैट्स इट। और आप जो मेजर प्रोजेक्ट्स करते हो तो वो क्या होता है, आईओटी में होते हैं या फिर मतलब सारी टेक्नोलॉजी को मिलाकर होते हैं।
Hello, sir. I have a question.
Okay.
Yes, Utkarsh.
Sir, what skills we should have to develop for robotics club? मतलब which language or which specific one?
See, you will be studying about C and C++ in the college in the next semester, in the upcoming semesters. And that's all the code which we write for operating of this bots is in the C. So nothing special you have to learn.
If you work on Arduino, then you will be writing codes in C. But if you work on Raspberry Pi, then I think Python will be used. So you need only a very little knowledge of these languages. You don't need to deep dive in the languages.
Exactly.
सर लाइनेक्स होना जरूरी है?
नहीं, ऐसा तो कुछ नहीं है। बाकी
सिर्फ रोबोटिक्स ऑपरेटिंग सिस्टम के लिए लाइनेक्स जरूरी होता है, वरना इतना लाइक आप आईओटी और ये सारी
कौन से प्लेटफॉर्म पे आप काम कर रहे हैं
बिना उसके भी कर सकते हो।
एक और चीज है, लाइक जो ये पूछ रहा है क्वेश्चन, तो जो हम रास्पबेरी पाई पे कमांड्स लिखते हैं, थोड़ी बेसिक कमांड्स, तो उसका जो इंटरफेस होता है वो लिनक्स की तरह ही होता है। बाद में आप पाइथन में कोड करते हो ऑलमोस्ट जो रास्पबेरी पाई की कोडिंग होती है, तो थोड़ी बहुत आप सीख सकते हो, वैसे कंपल्शन नहीं होता।
Excuse me, sir.
Yes, Sumit.
Yes, sir.
सर मुझे कोडिंग का बिल्कुल आइडिया नहीं है, तो क्या मतलब आप सजेस्ट करोगे कोई लैंग्वेज मैं स्टार्ट करूं अभी करना?
See, bro, one of the easiest language to start with is C, because one of the basic microcontrollers you would be using would be Arduino, and its coding is done on C. And I would suggest you to start learning C because it's the base for any further language. You learn Python, Java, or C++. So
Yes, if
I
you
would
start
suggest
with
start
C,
learning with C.
if you start with C, you will be able to see every insight of how code work. If you start learning a high level language, many things will be done automatically, so you will never know what is happening in the background. So if you start with C, you will gain a lot of experience.
Sir, if we know the coding languages, what should be our next step?
You should decide in which field you want to work. Like after learning coding, you want to do Android development or something API development or
For
robotics.
robotics.
For robotics, I think you should proceed for learning any microcontroller. For starting, you can start with Arduino and ESP32. They are very easy to work on, and then moving on to Raspberry Pi and other technologies described in the PPT. We will provide you the PPT. You can search on things and then proceed in which you interest more.
Exactly. Any other questions, guys? किसी ने कभी स्कूल में कोई प्रोजेक्ट बनाया होगा इलेक्ट्रिकल का या किसी का जस्ट ए सिंपल प्रोजेक्ट ऑफ ब्लिंकिंग एलईडी समथिंग
हाँ जी, ऐसे बहुत कुछ प्रोजेक्ट बनाया हुआ है
सर
आर्डिनो
वो
पे,
सारे बहुत
मेरे को
बेसिक्स
नॉलेज
हैं
है।
सर।
सर NAND गेट एंड ऑल वो बनाया था।
ओके
मैंने डोर लॉक बनाया था आर्डिनो से।
नाइस तो कौन से सेंसर्स यूज किए थे उसके अंदर
उसके लिए मैंने LCD डिस्प्ले यूज किया था और कीपैड से पासवर्ड डालने का बनाया था।
गुड एंड आल्सो अभिषेक यू वर सेइंग समथिंग यू कैन जस्ट टर्न ऑन योर कैमरा
स्कूल में
कोई
जस्ट
क्लासेस चल रही
बेसिक्स यूज किए थे और कुछ नहीं मीन्स वो नॉर्मल मीन्स जस्ट नोट लाइक आर्डिनो और ये सब यूज नहीं किए थे।
ब्रेडबोर्ड
Just
पे सिंपल
simple.
बैटरी एंड ऑल
Yes.
वही से स्टार्ट होता है इन सब चीजों का एनी अदर
सर बट
क्वेरीज
वो एक मैंने एक कंपटीशन देखा था रोबोट्स का जो काफी नाइट में होता है एंड ये काफी ईयर्स में एक ही बार होता है और इंटरनेशनल होते हैं ये और उसमें बहुत मजा आया था देख के तो इसलिए इसे एक्सप्लोर करना चाहता हूँ बहुत।
अच्छा
नाइस
रोबो वॉर्स की बात तो नहीं कर रहे आप
नो सर मुझे याद नहीं वो क्योंकि वो काफी 4 to 5 years पहले मैंने देखा तो मुझे नेम नहीं याद आ
रोबो वॉर्स मैं बहुत देखता हूँ।
हाँ रोबो वॉर्स भी होता है हमारे कॉलेज में
सर वो
टेक्निकली
शायद
फेस्टिवल
10 to 11 years पे एक बार होता है वो बस और इंटरनेशनल होता है वो।
ओके नाइस रोबो वॉर्स भी होता है हमारे कॉलेज में
सर हमने
हाँ कश
सर जैसे कि हमने फर्स्ट ईयर में से ज्वाइन कर लिया तो क्या हम सेकंड ईयर में कंपटीशन में पार्टिसिपेट कर रहे होंगे?
हाँ पार्टिसिपेशन
बिल्कुल तुम पार्टिसिपेट भी कर रहे होगे और तुम ऑर्गेनाइज भी कर रहे होगे अगर तुम
So if you are not a member of club, you can participate. Participation is open for all, for any college.
Yes sir, yes sir.
You can find details of various events, previous events on our Insta page if you would like to visit that.
सर इंडक्शंस के लिए कैसे रहेगा?
इंडक्शंस तो तुम्हारे कॉलेज आने के बाद ही होंगे तो जब होंगे तब तुमको इन्फॉर्म कर दिया जाएगा कि क्या प्रोसीजर है कब हो रहे हैं।
ओके सर।
When is the workshop? So the workshop will be conducted in the first week of Feb. I think Naz will be able to
यस सर,
discussion.
मोस्ट प्रोबेबली फर्स्ट वीक ऑफ फेब में ही होगी। अगर कोई चेंजेस होते हैं आपको इन्फॉर्म कर देंगे हम।
Anything else, guys? क्या expectations हैं आर्टिस्ट से या कुछ भी?
एक्सपेक्टेशन तो सर यही है, काफी कूल प्रोजेक्ट पे वर्क करेंगे, काफी एक्साइटमेंट भी है उसी से रिलेटेड।
हाँ बिल्कुल बिल्कुल।
तो मैंने
काफी
भी
cool
सर
project,
स्कूल
काफी
में
cool
स्कूल में एक
competitions भी
प्रोजेक्ट
होते हैं।
बनाया था। या
हाँ हाँ,
मैंने भी एक प्रोजेक्ट बनाया था रिमोट कंट्रोल का।
रिमोट कंट्रोल का, नाइस। क्या
सर
यूज किया था?
उसमें बस सेंसर्स और सर्किट्स के बारे में तो ज़्यादा कुछ आइडिया नहीं था, बट मैं
Okay.
एक बेसिक प्रॉपर्टीज बस ये जानता था डीसी मोटर में कि इफ वी चेंज द डायरेक्शन ऑफ करंट द डायरेक्शन ऑफ रोटेशन आल्सो चेंज।
Oh yes,
सो मैंने इसी को यूज करके एक मैकेनिकल स्विच बनाया था कि
nice.
जिससे हम करंट की डायरेक्शन को हम चेंज कर सके। तो बेसिकली जैसे 4 व्हील्स यूज करी थी, तो लेफ्ट साइड और राइट साइड की जो टू व्हील्स थी उनकी जो डायरेक्शन है उनकी स्विचेस, मतलब ऐसे मैकेनिकल स्विच बनाया था जिससे कि उसमें करंट सेपरेट ट्रांसफर हो, तो इससे
Got
कि जो रिमोट कंट्रोल कार की डायरेक्शन भी चेंज हो सके लेफ्ट और राइट जाने का, बस उसी कॉन्सेप्ट है। जस्ट लाइक जैसे कि टैंक में जो यूज होता नहीं है, टैंक में जैसे कि अगर कैटरपिलर व्हील्स होती हैं उनमें राइट साइड में दोनों एक साइड डायरेक्शन में रोटेट करते हैं और लेफ्ट साइड में, तो एक अगर हमें राइट में मुड़ना होता है तो लेफ्ट वाली आगे की तरफ रोटेट होती है और राइट वाली पीछे की तरफ रोटेट होती है, तो बस इसी कॉन्सेप्ट का यूज करके बनाया।
हाँ बिल्कुल बिल्कुल सही है। जो सारी ये लाइन फॉलोअर्स हैं, हमारे आरसी बॉट्स हैं, ये सब इसी कॉन्सेप्ट पे वर्क करते हैं। अभी जो हम कोड करते हैं आर्डिनो के लिए, वो उसमें हम सेम कोडिंग करते हैं कि फर्स्ट राइट हैंड साइड वाले व्हील्स आगे जाएंगे और लेफ्ट हैंड साइड वाले व्हील्स अगर टर्न करना है तो।
तो बस इसके लिए वैसे तो सर्किट होता है और मुझे पता है होते हैं, उनसे ये इजीली हो जाता है, बट उसके बारे में कोई आइडिया नहीं था, तो मैंने एक मैकेनिकल स्विच बनाया था उसमें ब्लेड्स का यूज करके कि डायरेक्शन करंट ट्रांसफर करना है, स्विच ऑन ऑफ, तो उसी का ही है।
नाइस नाइस,
कभी वर्कशॉप में बताऊंगा।
वेरी गुड।
मैं अभी बता रहा था ना कि मैंने रिमोट डोर लॉक बनाया था आर्डिनो से,
हाँ
तो उसमें मेरे को पिंस की प्रॉब्लम आ रही थी कि मैंने उसमें एलसीडी डिस्प्ले लगाई थी, उसमें काफी सारी पिंस यूज हो गई थी और मोटर लगाई थी उसमें पिन यूज हो गई थी, तो मेरे पास कीपैड के लिए 8 पिंस बची नहीं थी।
हाँ
Actually,
तो मैंने
you should have. There are modules available for different type of gadgets. Like LCD display, you have IC2 module, which will use very less pins if you use the module with them.
हाँ जी भैया मुझे पता था, लेकिन उस वक्त मेरे पास था नहीं वो, तो मैंने क्या किया कि मैंने अपना खुद का कीपैड बनाया वोल्टेज डिवाइडर यूज करके, जैसे उसमें मैंने बटन से बनाया था और एनालॉग पिन यूज करी थी आर्डिनो की, सिर्फ एक एनालॉग पिन से उसमें मेरा बन गया था पूरा कीपैड।
नाइस नाइस। और कोई भी कुछ शेयर करना चाहता है? So I think from the artist team, anyone like to interact or ask any questions?
I think we should conclude the session now.
Yes. तो आई वुड रिक्वेस्ट कि अगर सब कैमरा ऑन कर सकें तो हम एक स्क्रीनशॉट ले लेंगे, जितने भी आए हुए हैं यहाँ पर सभी लोग।
कर लो यार, क्लब के पेज पे जाएगी फोटो।
हाँ
सब लोग अपना कैमरा ऑन कर लो एक बार के लिए।
Anyone from the team, just take a screenshot.
Yeah, it's done. Participants, if you have any doubt, you may stay. Otherwise, you may go. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.